Hello and welcome back to Oasis of Peace Farm. Today we're just going to take a little tour of our garden. I'm going to explain to you what every plant is and what it's for. So our first plant over here is chicory, which contains inulin, which is a prebiotic which helps your gut. It also makes a great coffee substitute. So then our next plant over here, these are called blackberries. It's kind of like a raspberry that's black, and they make delicious jam, and they're sweet and delicious to eat just right off the plant too. Forgot what I was going to say. So our next plant over here, these are called black-eyed Susans. Now these are similar to echinacea in medicinal benefits. An echinacea is a cone flower that's purple, but the good things that black-eyed Susans are good for is it's a good immunity boost, and it's also good for snake bites.
This is my garlic patch. So I planted 300 garlic bulbs last fall in October. And so garlic is an amazing natural antibiotic. It's anti-inflammatory. We make it into a tincture to use for medicine when we're sick, but it also tastes great, obviously, and we cook with it all the time. This is what it looks like. It's almost ready to harvest. These are scapes. You can take these off. This one got away from me, so did this one. But if you take these scapes off, you can use them in your cooking, in making whatever you would use garlic for, and you can use it. It tastes amazing, and it just gives it. If you take them off, it will help your plant make a bigger bulb.
So this plant over here, this is our yarrow patch, and yarrow is especially good for bleeding because it clots blood on your skin, so it can stop bleeding really well. And the soldiers back from really early ages, especially in World War I and the American Civil War, would carry this in their pockets either as powder or fresh leaves to put on their wounds to stop bleeding, since there wasn't good medical areas in the battlefield. So then this is our big raspberry patch. These raspberries are called Caroline raspberries. They're Whoops, I messed up. Those are Caroline raspberries. These are our Boyne raspberries. They are summer bearing, and they make great big delicious raspberries, which are very sweet. And they make great jams, and I especially like to just pick them off the plant and eat them. And then we have our Caroline raspberries over there on the other side of that patch.
Here is my big patch of horseradish. My grandfather and my uncle used to have competitions to see who could eat the most raw horseradish without having a reaction. So you know it's good for your sinuses, because if you've ever had it, it will clear you out. It's great for your bronchia if you're sick, but it's antimicrobial, antibacterial, and it is very good for your digestion. That's why a lot of times people serve it with meats. Here's another patch of yarrow, and here's where we keep our King of the North grape vines. They've kind of overtaken my squash garden.
Yeah, so our grapes, they used to be over there on that trellis, and then this is where we had our squash, but as you can see, our grapes have covered our entire squash trellis too. You can see there's a whole ton of them up here. They're still green, but when they are ready, they will turn purple, and they make amazing jam. So next we have our strawberries over here. Our strawberries have stopped producing right now. I think they're kind of done for the season. But when they were producing, we were getting a lot of strawberries. We really enjoy strawberries best as strawberry ice cream, and we enjoy coming out and just picking them off and eating them too. But you have to watch, because if you don't get them every day, birds will come and beat you to it, because they like the strawberries too.
Here's where I have my tomatoes. I have them staked up here like this. I have some cherries, but I mostly have tomato, what do you call them? Roma tomatoes. I've used Roma tomatoes this year because my own tomato paste and my own tomato sauce. And that's why I love the Romas.
And then over here, these are our cayenne peppers. The cayenne peppers it's called a crisis herb. It's good to wake someone up if you're unconscious. And it also can stop bleeding like yarrow, but the most popular thing we use it for is for when we're sick, to clear out your sinuses. After you take cayenne, you will blow your nose quite often. It clears it out really fast, and it will work just like NyQuil, and it has no side effects, and is natural. And then over here next to our cayenne peppers, these are just our pole beans. We use these just for canning. We usually can them up.
And this is calendula. I have started a new patch because we had a really cold spring, but calendula is an awesome herb to use. I like to make it, it's a medicinal herb, but it's very good for the skin, soothing if you have eczema. I also make it into in some oil to make a salve or a soap for anybody that has a cut or has eczema. My daughter struggles with that, so she has some issues with her skin, and this helps soothe it so.
So this is our little herb patch. We have all our herbs we use, of course, for cooking. Our basil, oregano, parsley, stuff like that. But oregano is also a good herb too for, it cures, it's a good antiseptic, and it also cures,
Antimicrobial, antifungal. It cures E. coli and staphylococcus, which is awesome. And then here's basil. What I like to do with this, if you want your basil plants to last longer, just take off the flowering parts anytime you see them, and then your plant will spend more time bushing out and making more of basil leaves instead of going to seed. And then later in the summer, you can just, let it go to seed. And then if you want, but anytime you see this, if you take this off, this part, you'll have more basil, and your plant will get bushier when you take off the top little seed head. So I just like to take them off anytime I see them, especially in the summer when I'm cooking and wanting to use fresh basil. Oh, there's another one. This is lemon balm, also known Melissa officinalis. It is really good as an antifungal. It's a huge stress reliever if you make lemon balm tea. It helps you sleep. It's an amazing plant. It smells like lemons. It's so good. But it also can help with symptoms of people who have shingles. So if you have shingles, you can make this into a salve. It's great for using for lip balms if you have cold sores. It heals all of those things. And just to remind you, I am not a doctor. I'm just telling you what works for us.
So this is just our vegetable patch where we grow. This is our broccoli. We have a favorite broccoli salad recipe that we eat quite often. And then our kale, we like to have that into kale salads, and our lettuce, our romaine. These all make delicious salads if you mix all these herbs together with some cherry tomatoes, maybe some sunflower seeds or something. Can make a delicious homegrown salad.
And here's our peas. We have some string beans that volunteered and that are fighting with the peas right now. We also have some nasturtium. Nasturtium is an awesome plant. You could put it in your salads. It's delicious. It has a very peppery taste, but it's also a natural antibiotic. I have some coriander. This is cilantro, but when it goes to seed, it's called coriander, but it just grows naturally in my garden. I planted it once and it keeps coming back.
Well, there's just some red leaf lettuce.
Yep, and here's our grapevine wreath. Wreath? What? Our grapevine. It's just our grapes. These are our grapes.
And then here are our beets. Our beets really took off this year. We got some great beets this year. We love canning them. Our beets are really delicious in the winter. And then over in this row right next to it is just our carrots. Our carrots, they're also really good in salads, especially growing fresh and canned in the winter time.
Here we have some more Roma tomatoes. I always plant cosmos. I usually like to plant, and I like to plant sunflowers and zinnia, but my zinnia plants did not grow, only one. But I like to do that same thing with the monarda, the bee balm, and even calendula. Anytime you can get pollinators into your garden, your garden will do so much better to have flowers in your garden, because it will pollinate your plants and you'll have bigger fruit, bigger vegetables if you have flowers.
So these are just our dill patch. We planted this years ago, and although dill is an annual, it comes up every year because the seeds just reseed themselves in your garden. And our dill is just great for adding into your homemade salad dressing, your salads such as potato salad. Great for chicken. Just a delicious herb to put into your foods.
This is monarda, also known as bee balm. First of all, the bees love it, and it's a great pollinator. But it is really good for if you have a sore throat. It has a compound in it called thymol, and it really soothes sore throats and upper respiratory infections. And that's great if you want to make it into a tea or a tincture. I like to even use it in my natural lip balms because that's what I like to use all the time. It's really soothing and it smells great too.
So our last and final area, this is just our fruit garden. We have a few apple trees. There's a centennial crab, and then there's an apple tree over there. We also have some plums, some pears, blueberries, honeyberries, and then that's pretty much it. There's just some dailies. We plant them here, just nice pretty flower. But thank you for watching, and thank you for coming with us on the tour of our garden.
And this last part of our garden is Canis lupus familiaris. This is where we grow our German Shepherds. It's a hard plant to grow, but they're a lot of fun if you can spend some time teaching them what you want them to do. And they have a lot of energy. They also love hugs, unusual for most plants, but these plants love a good hug. Canis lupus familiaris. Try to get one if you can, or 4.